About 5 months ago, I bought the Rawrr Mantis X with the intentions of treating it like a dirt bike, and I have ridden this thing all over the country at different motocross facilities, on tracks, on trails. I've just had so much fun on it, and I've been filming the whole process. Hopefully you've enjoyed those videos so far. Rawrr took notice of the videos and reached out to me and said, hey, we love your content and we want to see what you think of our new bike. They wouldn't tell me much about it. All they would tell me was it was based on the Mantis Mini and it was new and a 72 volt system. Well, guess what? It's here. Let's get it unloaded. Let's build it and let's see what we think.
Hi. Oh! This is some good packaging.
What do you think?
Can we build it?
Absolutely. You want to help?
Yeah!
All right, let's do it. Look through the camera. Ready?
It's cool.
Nice hat.
It's my
Tire.
I mean the original.
You look unhappy. Are you happy?
I'm gonna ride this not only on Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
To ensure that I'm being transparent with you, I want to make sure you know that Rawrr did send me the Mantis Mini, but I did make sure that they would not have any stipulations, that there was a positive review or anything needed to be said. They said, make a video, tell us what you think. That's why we're here. What do you think this is?
I guess the handlebars.
You think that's the handlebars?
I mean, I could ride my bike with no handlebars.
I'm going to guess that's the owner's manual.
No, I mean, it's the thing I will put 32 on.
Oh, it's a number plate. So this one doesn't come with a full-size headlight like the big one does. But we got the bars zip tied to the side. There's a box right here. I would assume this has all the parts needed to put it together.
I think this is fine.
Front fender. It goes under here.
So it goes like that.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, Alex.
Yes?
Check this out.
It's a Rawrr Mini Model Toolbox! Congratulations on becoming a new Rawrr owner.
Step 1, install handlebars.
Oh, okay.
Step 2, install number plate. Battery handling. Wait, is there only 2 steps? There's only it doesn't talk about the wheel. So the instructions don't actually include all the steps to put this together. If you've never done it before, take your time. Should be pretty easy, but they're in the instructions, just FYI. Handlebars.
I can ride my bike with no handlebars, but it's not safe.
Can you hop up here real quick? Dude, they're not attached. Don't use the bars.
I figured that.
Okay, so I can have the bars at this height. Put your hands on the bars. Or, there's these risers. Like on the bars for a second. I can put them at this height.
This height feels more safe.
That's better?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Can you hold these? Putting them to work. If he wants to ride it, he's got to be able to build it, right?
Child labor.
Child labor.
What is a Cyclops' favorite dirt bike?
I don't know. What's the Cyclops' favorite dirt bike?
A Rawrr.
So Rawrr knows that there's a problem with little kids, that they keep growing. So they give you the option to choose which size wheel set you want to get. On the Mini Rawrr R that we got today, we've got a 12-inch rear wheel and a 14-inch front wheel, but we got the second set as well, which will allow you to go to a 14-inch rear wheel and a 17-inch front. Raises the seat height about 2 inches. So as Calyx grows, the bike can grow with him. I think that's a pretty cool option.
Vroom, vroom.
Ready for some serious strength?
Yeah.
Oh.
Embarrassing. Be calm.
No, this is a pretty lightweight bike. This bike only weighs about 100 pounds, 115 pounds. There's a spacer in the front brake. Make sure you pull that out. Do you want to do the satisfying? So slow.
That's what the ASMR YouTubers do. It's not like I just...
So this chain roller was in the toolbox. I thought maybe I'd have to install it, but there's already one installed on the bike. So I guess this is just a backup in case you need it. I like that there is a chain roller there because it'll help add tension to the chain, keeping it nice and tight as you are adjusting it. All right, so we noticed that the front forks are not adjustable. There is not any compression or rebound on the front that you can adjust. But I did just notice on the back, it is a KKE with adjustable compression, rebound, and preload. So that's pretty cool. I think we're ready to go zip zip.
Vroom, vroom. I know this is electric, so it goes...
It goes what? On the left-hand side, you've got your control screen. It is currently in park. Go ahead and flip that switch for me. Push it down. There we go. Now it comes off of park. There are 3 separate modes you can set through here. You've got mode 1,
Yeah.
mode 2, mode 3. Shows your battery on top there. You can hook this up to your phone, which has to be an iPhone, unfortunately. I have an Android, so I gotta figure out how to get the app on iPad or my wife's phone, something. Underneath of the seat, there is a breaker on this one. On the Mantis X, there's not a breaker, and people wish that there was one. That is a really good safety feature to have. I'm glad they added it for the new one. Flipping the breaker on.
Yeah. It does go vroom, vroom, vroom.
That's mode 1. Let's see what mode 3 looks like. That has got some serious torque to it. Hey, come over here, check this out. Look at the speedometer.
.8 was the highest.
47.8 miles per hour on a kid's bike. So initial thoughts. The bike is super cool looking. I mean, just look at this thing. It is just an awesome looking bike. I love the fact that it's got actual dirt bike suspension. It's got fully adjustable rear suspension. Both brakes are hydraulic brakes. The adjustability of the modes is pretty sweet. I haven't been able to mess with the app, obviously, because of the fact that I don't have an iPhone, but we've got a little dude over here who's ready to rock. So let's go see what this thing can do. We're gonna start off in level 1. Go ahead. Dude just takes off. Oh man, it's got some torque. Try the brakes, buddy. Use your brakes. Oh man, it just takes off. It's so cool.
I might have switched to second gear.
Yeah? And how fast did you go?
Oh, I only went like 29 miles per hour.
Only 29? That's the fastest you've ever gone. That thing is fast. He went 30 miles an hour.
35.
I hope he didn't crash. He hasn't come back. He's boogieing. A little too fast, actually. What are your first thoughts? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
I don't think there's such thing as a better dirt bike.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like this more than the 110?
Yes.
How come?
Lighter, electric, so quieter, more like a mix of the Orion and the KLX.
A mix of the Orion and the KLX. Okay, cool. And what about the speeds?
40 miles per hour. My Orion can only go 25.
Now do you see why I said put on your dirt bike helmet?
Yes.
So do you want to take it to the racetrack in a couple days?
Yes.
Yes. Let's talk about a couple differences between the Mantis X and the Mantis Mini R. The brakes aren't as good on the R. I feel like they need to be bled just a little bit because it's the same master cylinders, it's the same lines, everything is the same as the X. It just has a bit more pull to it. So I'm going to bleed them out, see if I can get a bit more feel in them. The suspension is not adjustable on the front of the Mantis Mini R, but it is on the X. It is not actually a gearbox. There's not a gearbox in the Mini R. Let me show you this. It's a direct drive. So directly from the electric motor right here, there's an output shaft that has the sprocket on it and runs right back to the rear drive. This is a completely direct drive motor, which is awesome, which means you don't have to worry about oil changes. You don't have to worry about gears breaking if you put too much stress on it. It's just the motor itself. This is a 72 volt system, which is also awesome. That's a 72 volt bike, but that's a lot bigger. This is a very small package for a 72 volt system, which means it's delivering a ton of torque to the rear wheel. I rode it for a split second, and I tell you, man, in second, like mode 2, this will pull wheelies. In mode 3, it will ride them like it's nobody's business. This bike is an awesome little pit bike so far. I can't wait to try this out of the track, but right now this is a lot of fun. I'm excited for this bike for sure. I love that the aesthetics are carried through between the two bikes. It's got the same Mantis looking frame, the battery and the controller are both in the front center, and the engine, the motor casings are almost identical between the two. So side by side, they look great. There is not a support beam here between the subframe and the rear of the frame, but there is a cross member that goes across the foot pegs to keep it strong. That way, if you jump this bike, it's not going to just buckle the foot pegs out and break things. So they thought about that when they were putting this together. It does not come from the factory with a light. However, there is a plug right here for a light. So you can mount into the bars, you can get a different bracket for up here. That way you can put an LED up front if you want to. But I know a lot of guys are gonna wanna ride this on the street, so having that light plug-in is awesome. On the back, you do have a reflector. For the parents who are cautious, there is a magnetic safety kill switch. So you can attach this to your rider's waist, to their arm. If they fall off the bike, that will shut off the motor and any connectivity. That way it doesn't take off on them. It doesn't continue to spin the wheel. It's just much safer. You can control all the speed settings through here, but you can also link this to the Rawrr app. Now, that said, the app does not have very good reviews on the App Store. I went looking for it because I've got a couple Apple devices and I wanted to see if I could play it with it. But it's like a 3-star app. I feel like they need to take some of the reviews of the users on the app, improve the functionality to it, make sure it helps build the bike into a better place. I see there being improvements coming. They're listening to their customers as far as I'm aware of. Let's run through a few specs because I'm sure you have questions about that. I did mention it's a 72 volt system, but I didn't say how big the motor is. It's a 4,500 watt motor at peak power. It's 2,000 nominal power. You do have 3 ranges of speed, just like the other Mantises do. You have 1, 2, and 3 instead of calling it Eco, Sport, and Race. With the Mantis Mini R, you can order in 2 different wheel configurations. This is a 12-inch rear wheel and a 14-inch front wheel. You can also order it with a 14-inch rear wheel and a 17-inch front wheel. It'll give you different seat heights at that point. In this current setup, the seat height is 25.7 inches, which puts it a little bit taller than a KLX 110. If you have the bigger wheel set, it puts it at 30 inches, which is still smaller than the X, but is pretty tall for a small bike. That would make it comparable for me riding a lifted pit bike, something like a 140 or a 110 that has a tall seat to it and a tall bar setup. So it's cool that you've got that variability as an option. Now, if you've got multiple kids that want to ride, or if you want to ride on a small bike and you've got a kid that wants to ride too, you could buy a second wheel set from Rawrr directly. In this small wheel setup capacity, you've got a total weight of about 111 pounds and a carrying capacity of 165 pounds. Now, the price. For the small wheel set, you're at $24.99. The big wheel set, you're at $25.99. You get a lot of bike for that price. Let's not forget to talk about the range too, because everybody's always interested in range when it comes to electric vehicles. In eco mode, that's mode 1, you can go 31.5 miles, they say. That's flat ground, optimal conditions. When my son was out at the track, he rode it about 25 miles in mode 2, and it brought the battery down to practically dead. So we charged it, and he went back out and continued to ride. But 30 miles is pretty good for a small bike like this. Now, this bike is being officially released on March 23rd, available to the public, I believe, the first week of April. If you have questions, leave them as comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. I might not have all the answers because I don't have all the details from Rawrr. The best place to go is to contact them if you've got questions. Again, I was not given this bike in exchange for a positive review. I was given this bike just to have fun with, to play with, and let you know what I think. This is my honest opinion. I do really enjoy this bike, and I think that my son is going to have many, many, many years of fun on this thing. So I'm super happy that we have this in the garage now. Now that we've got this thing built, let's get them loaded into the van. Let's go out to a local track. Let's just go have some fun and see what we think. If you're in the Texas area and you want to get together and ride electric bikes, let me know. I'm trying to put together a group of e-riders to go to different tracks all around the state. So stay tuned. WeRideTwo. Let's go have some fun, and I'll see you in the next video.